Why hello everybody and welcome to a brand new series, and this time we are doctors and we are stuff like that, I suppose. Welcome to Project Hospital is what I'm getting at, and we are playing this game because there's new DLC, it's fully fledged, and we're just going to give it a go, and hopefully people will enjoy this series. If you do enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like down below, or you could equally share this page for others to see this wonderful content, or subscribe. That would be the best of all the worlds. And just keep watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below as well, because that always helps. So, I have played this game before. I do have an understanding of it. We have a doctor's mode here and a hospital services DLC. We're not really going to be doing the doctor mode, so don't worry too much about that. But the hospital services is the new DLC, and basically it's things like I think more staff stuff, definitely more things like shops and stuff, and visitors, which they didn't have initially in the game. So we could go through the tutorials again to familiarise ourselves with the game, and it's quite a straightforward sort of premise, but I might do it. It's been a little while since I last played this game, so it's definitely worth having a look through a tutorial every now and again, and definitely the building a small clinic as well is always. But as you can see, I've unlocked these, so I've done them before. Not quite done the campaign, but yeah, it's more of I want to create my own thing, and we could just do that with this big thing here. Should we just create our own? I think we will. Now, patients can die. I'm quite happy with that. I don't want to unlock all departments. I want to sort of do that throughout the game, and I don't want free building. We want there to be some sort of cost associated with what we're doing. So with that said, let's start. And it is a very, very interesting game. Unlike 2 Point Hospital, which is a very similar game to this is a bit more detailed. They're real ailments, they're real issues, and stuff. So yeah, immediately what we're going to do, because it's already paused, that's convenient. So we have 100 grand. Believe it or not, that doesn't go overly too far. We will need to sort of keep an eye on that as we go on. And basically the layout of this map is, this is where the ambulance is sort of parked, so this is the ambulance park, and then this is where the ambulance drop off for A&E. Okay, so this is the main sort of emergency wing here. So really, in an ideal world, we probably want to start designing our building over this side, because the first thing you need to open is an emergency clinic. So that's the first thing you need to open. So we're likely going to be doing that first. Now, familiarising myself with this game is going to be quite fun. So yeah, let's do that. So this is the game mode. So basically, as the game's playing, you can sort of click on that. This is just sort of everyday games playing. This is our building, so this is where we'll build our foundations, which we're going to do in a second. And again, we'll build our walls and all of equipment that we need and stuff like that, which is all quite fun. And then of course this is our where we actually have to sort of paint rooms and make, like, not actually paint them, but mark as to what they are, and stuff like that. So we'll go through that. But first things first, we most certainly need to do the basics. So the first thing that we need to do is open an emergency clinic. That's the urgency. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by building a foundation. I want there to be a bit of space, so I think this could be sort of like, in fact, the building has to be pretty close to the emergency. Over here we can have a nice entrance and make it look pretty, but here very much has to be a crap, these are the guys, they're in, here, we have to save them. So I figured we could build a building. Now, I don't want to make it too drastically expensive early on. I figure we could probably, should we say 15 grand? And that's practically in the middle there. So for 15 grand you get the foundation. Now, I haven't built a wall yet, so then you have to build the walls around the building and make it look as you'd want. Now, this one's quite interesting. We could probably just start with, because it's a ground floor, I quite like this brick design here. But what you want to do instead is you want to fast build the whole building. So let's fast build that. Oh, the bricks go on the inside. Why would they do that? It's a bit of a pain. What you can do is grab a wall, grab that, and then paint the outside of the building. And then you can rotate using this. I don't know what the actual rotate button is. There's probably a shortcut button for it, because you need to paint all the walls. But the inside's all painted, so that's nice, I suppose. And then we can worry about the inside painting afterwards. Now what we need is a door. So a sliding door definitely is our preferred choice, and we can put that there because it's, you know, like right in front of where the ambulance gets off. And then we can, if we want to, we can class it up a little bit with some windows and make it look a little bit semi-respectable. There we go, we actually got it pretty much spot on, this building, so that's great. So this is the entrance to our hospital. As you can see, we've already spent 15 grand, so we have to be a little bit careful here. Now, what we actually need to do is, we'll have a corridor here, there could be a reception here, but we need to put in some rooms for diagnoses. So we need here some, we need a waiting room, we need some doctor's offices. We're going to put a reception and a cleaning closet, and then you need to also put in a restroom and a common room if you want your staff to be happy. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. So which is good news, I suppose. So what we're going to do, let's don't worry about that, clicked that wrong. We're going to try and very, very quickly get in our doctor's office. Now they have to be 4x4, so my suggestion is to make them slightly bigger than that. So we're going to make our doctor's offices 5x5, and I'm going to start with just putting in 2, because yeah, you don't want 1 to start off with. You're going to need a couple. So we'll get in 2, and that's just nice and easy, nice and simple. So then what we want to do is get our wall again, and this time this is the inside of the hospital. Now hospitals are quite clinical in how they look, so things like tiles and stuff, they don't have them in modern hospitals as much anymore, only because actually plain walls are easier to clean, whereas tiles and brick and stuff really isn't. So these light wood panels are quite nice though, but in reality you probably wouldn't see them, nor would you see these tiles. So I quite like this one, and as this is the emergency department, I believe the walls would be in red. So I'm going to build these walls here like so, and what we can do is actually just do that, make it look nice all the way up. Is that up to there? I think it is. And then across to there. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll just rotate. We can bring the walls down so they're hidden. Just do that, and then turn it again. Just do that, and just do that. There we go. Lovely stuff. So we have... oh, crap. And we'll put that there. Lovely stuff. So there we go. We have our 2 first doctor's offices. I'm going to put the walls down now, just so I can see what I'm doing. We'll have the cutout walls like this. A bit like The Sims, I suppose. So let's get that in place. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of doors in. Doors with windows are pretty cool. We can just have a plain white door, but I quite like the idea that the door would have maybe a window, or I quite like this one because it matches the wall. We could have a glass door, but I don't think we'd see that in maybe a doctor's office. So if we put a door here and a door there, and then we've got our entrance to our doctor's offices. Right, great. Now let's I want to get some flooring down. Put some... how does that carpet look? Yeah, it looks okay. We'll put that in there. There we go, nicely done. Now, because these are doctor's offices, they require certain things. Now, this game's quite intuitive. So when you click something like the objects here, if you click in the room, it'll tell you what you definitely need in there. So, for example, doctor's offices need all this stuff. If they don't have any of this stuff, then it doesn't operate as a doctor's office. This is new, though. A glass office desk. I like that. Slightly more expensive. I'm not going to put that in because we need to keep costs down. And traditionally, the table, the doctor's desk, is traditionally not near the door here or anything. So is it R-rotate? Yes, it is. Great. I'm going to put the doctor's desk in the corner here. Now, what we can actually do, I know I'm copying both down like that, but what we actually can do is we can... I'm just going to copy this room. So can we, if we rotate, can't rotate like that. If we grab, can we... How do we delete something? There? Bulldoze walls, demolish everything. God. No. How do we... Oh, there we go. Oh, that's bulldozing walls still. Remove objects. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're effectively going to build this whole room. So if we build this room, we can copy it. So let's get... where are we? What do we need? So we need a... we've got a chair. We need a PC. So we can have this PC, or this PC is actually cheaper than that one. So let's go like that. Lovely. We can either have a paper holder or a printer. They do have this fancy big printer now. The paper holder is significantly cheaper. I'm going to get the printer because it actually processes them a little bit faster. So that's quite important. So that's the desk sorted. Now what we need to do is get an exam table. I'm going to rotate that and put that in the corner. Ah, right, yeah. We're going to put that there, I think. That looks quite nice there. We're going to rotate back to the way we were working before. There we go. Right, then what we need is a scrubbing sink. That's nice. That's new. We're not going to have a scrubbing sink in here. We're just going to have a standard kitchen sink. So let's get in cabinet with doors. Quite like that. We'll get a couple of those in, and then in one we'll put the kitchen sink there. There we go. Nice. Then what we're going to do, I quite like these wall-mounted cabinets here. We can put that over there because that's quite nice. We need a medical light, so that has to go here. It tells you where it has to go because of where the chair is. And we need an eye test as well, so we'll rotate that and put that there, I think, which is quite a good place for it. We now need a final bit, so we need a trash bin. I don't know the difference between these two bins. I don't think there is one. We'll just get the little red one in. Put that there, great. And then the final thing we need is an audiometer and a CRP scan, which is a quick blood test measuring the concentration, blah 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 blah. This can go here, so we're going to put that there, which is great. The audiometer has to go on a table of sorts, so oh crap, let me go equipment table. And if it's yellow, it means it's in the way of something else. So what we could do, because it's not a great place for this to go, to be honest. We could put it there. I'm going to put it there. We're going to put the audiometer there. And then what we're going to do is remove the bin. Put the bin there. To be fair, we could put this here. There we go, this is a new idea. Have we got a nicer chair? Just a standard chair. What's the fancy chair? $200, wow. No, you're okay. We're going to put the chair there because that's where the patient can sit. And we're also going to put a chair there because I guess a visitor can sit there. But it's also for the audiometer test. So that all works. So that office, I think, is good. We can put a whiteboard in there. Why would you want to put a whiteboard in there? I don't know. That's quite new. Bookshelves are new. Should we put a bookshelf in there? There we go. It looks nice, doesn't it? Right. So there we go. We have the room copied out. Now what we can do is we can actually copy everything in that room and move it to this room. So there we go. We now have 2 doctor's offices, and we're quite good on money actually, so that's a good situation to be in. So if we go to the settings, the management mode, it tells us what we've got. So we've got the 2 doctor's offices. We still require a waiting room. It's very, very important that we have a waiting room. And we could have a reception. So the reception ensures that patients get triaged correctly upon arrival, so patients with high risk get prioritised during their visits. So we could put a reception in. I'm thinking for now, if this could all be sort of the reception area, we can have the staff area sort of behind here. So I've got a thought here. Let's go building. And can we rotate this way? No, not that way. That way. Right, there's a reason. So, these are new counters. Advice. Mandatory equipment for receptions and shops. Oh, nice, okay. What does that one say? Drop off. Don't know what that is, but oh well. I'm assuming you can colour these. Yes, you can. Oh, there's a pharmacy desk too. That's cool. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't know how. But what we'll do is we'll get like an information point here. We'll get in some desk here. I'm going to put that one in. See, the only problem with these is they're not glassed. There we go. Up to there, that's fine. And then that one can go there. And we'll get a desk there. Lovely. Okay, great. And then what we can do is we can have this as a reception, which is great. Let me just go back to here, go reception, push it to there, I think. That works for me. And then what we'll do is we will go to building, get a wall, and I'm going to just put this wall in across here like so. Okay, because then they're sort of sealed off, and then what we can do is go here, restricted area, and put in a staff door. There's good reason for this, you'll see in a minute. So that's a restricted area now, so that's good. Now what we've got here is we've got a reception, which is good. So we like that, and that reception now, oh crap. So that reception area is, yeah, nice. Now it is missing staff, which is fine. Receptions do also require a couple of things. Oh, I've got visitors' seats, that's weird. I've never seen that before, that's new as well. So the first thing that they need is sort of benches and stuff. So I figured what we could do, just for now, is sort of put them there, and there, I suppose. Just for now. So we've got seats in there, which looks quite nice. What we also need is an office chair. We're going to make that red. And I'm going to put one, I think, there and one there. And then we'll get a computer. Oh, laptop. Nice. That's expensive too. One there and one there. And... oh, nice. We can sell fruit juice. We'll get a water dispenser, that's fine. Needs to go somewhere which isn't in the way of the door. Go against this window, to be honest. We might have to. I don't like it there, but yeah, no, I don't like it there. I can go here against this chair, I suppose. There we go, quite nice. There we go. It's out in the open, but that doesn't bother me too much. And then what I quite like is I like that you can sort of fill out this back area. You've got a coffee vending machine. Did they have that before? Probably not. You can probably have that on the back of that. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Vending machines they had before. But that's fine for now. I'm quite happy with that. We've got some chairs in reception. We've got our reception set up. What we probably do want to do, again, is just fruiting this area up a little bit. Get a couple of printers in. There we go, lovely. Right, so we now have a reception. Now what we could do here, if we go to emergency, is we could begin our hiring process. So what we will need is a receptionist. Now I'm only going to hire one for now. I don't need two, but it is important that we get them in. So we check here. This is their statistics and how good they are at something. This one's a pretty good receptionist and has a good idea of patient care. So this one, this Jordan Green's probably the best nurse here. I'm gonna, or best receptionist. I'm gonna get him in. I think he could be very useful for us. So we do need him in very nice and quickly. What I'm also going to do is hire our doctors. So general medicine's quite important here. Diagnosis is very important. If they don't have a diagnosis skill, they're not going to be very good at what they do. Because this is all about good diagnosis. You know, any other department it's not, but this department's quite important. And as you can see, some guys have the skill of advanced diagnosis. Here as well, you've got some traits about what they do. So these guys are hard workers. This guy's really fast, but they have dirty feet. You really are selling working for me, aren't you? Or Katie Lopez. Thank you, Katie Lopez. But no, I think these two, definitely Rachel Taylor would be a good addition. And definitely, I think, let's have a look. Yeah, the intern we got isn't very good at anything. But they are an intern, so And they will gain experience, so the more they do, they will get better. In turn, we'll have a great price on them. And she's a hard worker. But Frank Clark, rest levels decrease faster, so they're a fresh parent. So that's good. Is that good? Rest levels decrease faster? Yeah, I don't know. And then their rest levels decrease slower. Are they two things that genuinely counter each other? He might be good anyway, because he has a good diagnosis. The others... Oh, actually, Thomas Smith has a good diagnosis. But he has dirty feet, and his rest levels decrease slower. I think we get this guy. We get Frank Clark. We stick by our gut. Now, there's a couple more things we need. We need a rest room. Very, very important. Restrooms, very, very important. And pretty much we can put them wherever we want in our initial building. This could be like a little corridor, I think. So the restroom can go here. And it's a unisex, so it doesn't really matter. What's important is we build a wall around it. So boom and boom. Rotate. Actually, we want to go rotate there. And boom. And then what you can actually do is if you want to paint the whole of the inside, we could use tiles on the toilet. Not too worried about that. We can get this wall and go like that. And then all the inside is tiles. Lovely. And in here, we don't want a glass door. We could have a glass door, to be fair. It wouldn't look awful. It's a WC door, but they're actually for toilets. Yeah, let's just get a normal white door for the toilet, I think. So what we can do with this, so this is interesting. This is actually a WC wall. So what you can have in here are little cubicles, and we're going to have two. And then we'll put in our WC door. They can be black, I'm not too worried about that. Oh, we need to actually cover the whole wall. Crap. So we need to actually do that. There we go. And then, if we rotate, are they going to be... Oh yeah, no, they are fully painted both sides. All walls should do that, by the way. Let me just get door... There we go, WC door. And go 1, 2, and there we go. We've got 2 toilet doors. Then what we need to do is get in our toilets, so that's very important. Again, you can just click in here and it tells you what you need. So we'll rotate that. Toilet 1, toilet 2, lovely stuff. We need to get in a sink, so we'll just have... we could just have the one sink, I suppose. We need a trash bin. Every toilet does, so we'll put that there. And then we need a dryer. There we go. And we can put that there. There we go. Nice. So we have a toilet, which is good. We're going to put a mirror in because I think every sink has a mirror. There we go. And then what we want to do is I'm going to tile the floor. So we can just have these tiles, not too worried. There we go. Perfect. In here, I think we can have a nice sort of wooden floor. We can go up to there. There we go. That's nice. I think where's the reception because of the way the walls are working. There we go. Nice. Get that there. Nice. And then at the back here is this lino flooring. That can be that colour. I don't mind too much because that's the reception. So it just differentiates what staff is. Right. Okay. So we've got that in place now. We just still need a waiting room. I'm going to put the waiting room. We can put it over here in the corner actually. There we go. So we can now get patients in, which is great. And if we click in insurance management, we get uninsured patients. So that's what we get. Now if we treat... Cool. Do we get cheapo care? Oh, maybe we just get cheapo care. Yeah, we just get cheapo care. So as long as we treat one person in emergency, we can upgrade. So that's good news. Now what I want to do in the waiting area, I'm going to keep it open because I don't mind that it's open at all. We're going to click off that. We're going to click here and we're going to make sure we can get some benches in. So I'm going to do it like that. Like that. And like that. There we go. So there's quite a nice waiting area. I'm going to put in a ticket queue machine and an info TV just above it because that's quite useful. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to get a vending machine in there and a coffee machine in there as well. So they're all quite happy. Yeah, and I think that looks good. And we can even get a water dispenser in. Now we can make this look nicer, obviously. We can put all sorts of things in. Oh, what's this? Let's look at... Oh, they have signs now. That's well nice. Quite like that, actually. But I figured we could have some potted plants. There we go. Oh, lovely. Look at that. Who said we didn't look after our hospital? And then we can get in a bit of flooring as well. And this can be a darker wood flooring facing the other way, just to differentiate that that is a waiting area over there. So I quite like that. So there we go. So we sort of have a hospital sort of built a little bit there. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think it's because I haven't played the game. But our hospitals now accept patients. We have 3 members of staff, 2 doctors and a nurse. Here's a couple more things we could do with. So, believe it or not, before we actually fully open. And that is, we need to get a cleaning closet in. So that's fine. These can be quite small, so there's no worries. We could put it as part of that in, but I'm going to make that a little staff area. What we're actually going to do is put a little cleaning closet next to the toilet here. And I don't mind it being that small either. Can we then rotate so we can play around with the wall? Where are we? Do wall. Get that one. This can be a sort of tiled room. Don't mind that. Tiled and slightly walled room. And then down here, just get some dark coloured tiles in. It's a cupboard, so I'm not really that fussed. Again, what we want is a restricted access door. I'm going to put that there on the outside. And then what we want to do is... Where's our wall? Is it that one we use? Yeah, we want to make sure that that's all red, like that. Lovely. Cool. Now in here, it doesn't need much. So all it needs is we need one shelf, which I'm going to put right immediately there, and we need a bucket cart. So I'm going to put my bucket carts there. And it's just so they can get them out. Now in cleaning cupboards you can put all sorts of things in here, which is really useful. But yeah, I quite like the idea that we've done it this way. What I'm going to do is put a cabinet with doors in, just to give it a bit of personality, and a wall-mounted cabinet up there as well. Lovely stuff. And that all looks quite nice. It looks... And we can even put a sink in there, to be honest. There we go. Lovely. So there we go. So that cleaning cupboard looks good. So now we can hire a cleaner. So we need to go to the emergency. Click... Oh no. Back to emergency. Click here, and we're going to hire a cleaner. You are an early bird, so you're much more efficient during the day, which is good. That's a good thing. But you're not the best cleaner. You're fast, but you might be late. You're slow, so you're probably useless, although you're a good cleaner. You're fast, and you're an early bird, and you're really good at cleaning, but you're quite expensive. So I'm going to go with Jessica Hill, believe it or not. We're going to get that one in, because that makes more sense. So we are actually fully staffed. We've done everything we need to do. The last thing we could probably do is get in a common room. I am quite clever here, so we're going to put the... Oh, can we not put the common room there? Has to be 4x4. So we could go to there, but I don't want to. Okay, that's okay. Oh, it's not. It's winding me up. What we could do... Yeah, what we could do is build a foundation here. I know this is ridiculous that I'm expanding the building, but sue me, what are you going to do? It doesn't look symmetrical, but it doesn't matter. Let's get in, I don't mind, we need to get this brick in anyway, so go across there like that. Rotate, rotate, rotate. There we go, lovely stuff. And then what we can do is remove this wall here. Lovely. And then let's get the walls up a minute. That wasn't decorated anyway, this wall. So what I'm thinking is... Should we put it in as a nice... Let's get wooden panels in here. So at the end of the day... I quite like that. That's why. I'm going to remove the lino, I don't like that. We could probably get in this wooden flooring again. There we go, nice. And then what we should be allowed to do, once we've rotated it, put the walls back down, is we should be able to go into here go to the common room and make that the common room. In the common room, this is just a place for our guys to sort of chill out a little bit and relax. So I'm going to put that there. We're going to put that there. We're going to put a bookshelf in there. Why not? And then I'm going to get a little coffee table. Oh, nice. We can. Stainless steel cabinet. That looks a bit clinical, doesn't it? Can we get that? That looks nice. So if we get a little counter there with a sink in it, and then if we get a cabinet with drawers next to it, we can put a nice looking cheap coffee machine in. There we go, lovely stuff. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. So that's nice. That looks banging now. I think we're very, very happy with that. Yeah, pretty pleased. Right, okay. I think what we can do now is open our hospital. So I'm going to press the play button. I think we've got everything looking nice-ish, give or take. So we're gonna play. We're gonna go into live mode, and off we go. So the hospital is now open. There's a bit of an open space here. Don't worry about that too much. We'll pimp that out later. But yeah, the clinic is now open. Now, traditionally, yeah, there you go. So people will come from Barbara Young there is coming. She's on her way. So that's good for her. And she's going to come in, and she may go to the reception. She may go straight. She may know where she's going, so she may go straight to the visitor area. But very quickly, this game sort of progresses. So we'll let this speed up. So we have our Barbara come in. Oh, this is another thing. Anything that's sort of highlighted here, the cleaner will clean. Anything she hasn't, we haven't highlighted, she won't. So it's very important that we mark all this as corridor, just for now. And what you can do is you can actually merge the corridor. So once you've done that, you can merge it into that, like that. So that's just one corridor. Yeah. So she will now clean anything that's highlighted in the emergency department. When you get more departments, that's when you separate your cleaners. But right now we've only got an emergency department. So that's all we're sort of working on. So yeah, very, very important you highlight all the corridors, because otherwise they'll get bloody or they just won't work. So we've actually got 2 patients approaching this. So let's go live. And in comes our first patient. She's ignored reception, which is pointless. She's gone straight to... There we go. And she'll go straight in to speak to a doctor. So that's good news. And we'll see what's up with her. So we can click her. We can watch the diagnosis. We can take control of it. I'm not going to, because that's a dirty habit to get into. So there we go. So just for the interview, she's got itching, but she's still got 2 hidden symptoms. So we need to understand what that is. So he takes her top off. That's professional. He checks her boobs, make sure they're okay. And then during his physical examination, he's established that there's a nail discoloration. Now there is another hidden symptom, but he's confident, 100% confident, it's athlete's foot. So we'll make £160 off that person there. And this person here has got nasal congestion. Now it could be any one of these diagnoses. So yeah, let's fast forward. Lovely. We got 20 grand for that. That's good news. So they'll go through a physical examination now. Nothing came up from that. So he's now going to do a nasal cavity inspection. Still could be 2 things. She's still not sure, so she's going to wash her hands. And now she's doing an oral cavity inspection. And I don't know whether she's found anything. Yeah, she's found a few other things, but could still be 2 things. Complicated diagnosis. No shite. Oh, that's this lady. It's proved difficult for your doctor's diagnostic skill. You can help by selecting the next examination. So if we click this person, we might actually have to get involved here. So it could be let the doctor try. They've done a few things, but yeah, we can now do the next examination if we want to, because he's not very good. So we know they've got a headache and nasal and a fever. There's still 3 hidden symptoms. So touching the patient's neck. If they've got a headache and fever, I reckon we do an ear examination. So we can press play here. So we're actually taking over this one, Patricia Jackson, a little bit. We're just telling our doctor what to do. Let's have a look. He's doing an ear examination. Let's have a look and see how that goes. Because you do check the ears, that's a good thing to check, isn't it? We could do an oral cavity inspection as well. Oh, she's got no clear diagnosis. Great. And we don't have anything in there to do that. And this person's proving difficult as well. Oh no, laryngitis. We sorted it. Nice. There we go. That was easy. You're not going to be happy because we don't have what we need for you, so you're just going to leave without pay. That's great. But the good news is we have, so that means an untreated patient, which isn't ideal. You want to try and treat every patient you get. So, yeah, the good news is, very much so, is that we have an operational emergency thing. That's where I got to. An emergency thing. What's the technology? Oh, biochemistry. Okay. What? Oh, hello. Oh, you can do. Oh, wow, cool. I don't know. Okay, what's that? Oh, goodness me. Did you see that though? You can do the staff uniforms. That's fun. That's cool. We're gonna mess around with that later, so that's fine. So what we probably might need here, if I go back to slow speed, is we might need a medical laboratory at some point, because they're able to diagnose with bloods and stuff other things. So that's definitely worth doing. Oh goodness me, the shortcuts on these game's a bit random. So hopefully we can diagnose the rest of the patients. Oh yes, we can get a new insurance company, which is good news. So you do that down here, insurance companies, and then we can now get uninsured patients. So that's good news. So uninsured patients and cheapo care, we can now get these guys in. And you can have 3 at any time, so when you get up here, you all singing or dancing. But we're not close to that yet. So the good news is the clinic's open. The good news is that everything's going quite well. That person went to reception. This person has no clear diagnosis again. So it could be anything. Because we don't have an X-ray, we can't get that yet. So what we can do to this guy is we can send him to another hospital. Because we're going to have to. Yeah. So, which is a shame. We like I said, we don't like this. This is not good for our doctors. We want them to, you know, get the patients in. Again, another one, no clear diagnosis. So we'll just send you to another hospital. Hopefully we cure more patients than we actually send to other hospitals. But we might need to get an X-ray very quickly here. The good news is we're actually doing okay. I think we're doing okay. Lovely. So yes, we're up to 7 cured now, which is good. So that's 7 guys that we've managed to cure in the hospital, or treat, and then 5 that we haven't, which is okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Again, no clear diagnosis. What's that? Code blue. Treat this patient with the same priority as... Okay. No, he's not a code blue. Not yet. He could die, but we've sent him to another hospital because we can't deal with it. So 7 out of 7. That's not great. Oh my god, it's going to be 8. Goodness me, we need to do better. Send it home. Lovely stuff. So, yeah, it's going to get quieter now. I think the shift finishes at 8, the day shift. So, it is a little bit quieter anyway. We have treated less patients than we've actually managed, than we should have, because we've only done 8 patients out of 9. 20 is the amount of patients we should get. So patient intake from insurance companies. You will get a patient intake. You can get more than that sometimes, or less, but that's what you should get in. Really, you should be getting that, and that could be throughout the whole day. So yeah, definitely worth thinking about. I like the little staff room behind there, so it looks like it's quite a modest little hospital. So that looks great. So that's the start of our hospital. We've started it. We're at least treating some patients, although we're not treating all, and that's probably down to the fact we don't have a lot of X-ray sort of equipment and stuff like that, really. So yeah, we'll get to that in the next episode. I hope you like it. Hopefully we'll start getting in other things later on that are new to the DLC, new from the DLC, etc. But yes, thank you very much for tuning in. I will catch you all on the Flippity Flip. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.